So one of the simpler things to do in Business Central is to run customer statements. So these will be your outstanding, maybe monthly or quarterly, or maybe even annual customer statement run. So if we go to customers, you don't have to do it from the screen, but I'm just going to show you that we have some customers here, and they have some balances, that are due. So we want to send out statements to them. If the customers are set to be emailed, then the statements can be emailed directly to each individual customer. If they're sent for printing, you can print or generate the actual documents to then send to them. So to do the statement run, you simply search for customer statements here, and then you have some options to do. So your start date might be when the business actually started, or when you started posting things. I'm just going to set it back to the 1st of January 2022. And then my end date is going to be the end of April. So you have two options here. You have balance or open item, and I'm going to show you both to show you the difference between why you want to choose open item. So first time I'm going to choose open item, which grays out these options here. So it basically, it's not going to show all customers just with ledger entries, but it will include all customers that have a balance. It won't include reverse entries, but it will include all unapplied entries. So there's an aging band here as well, and you can choose to have aging band length periods. This is 1 month plus the current month, and then it's overdue each month. Age the band by the due date or by the posting date. And if you want to log the interaction to show the system that the statement went out, then it will do that too. You then have the report output. So you can have print, which will produce a PDF. You can have preview, which I'm going to do now, which will produce a Word document. And you can have email. So you can actually email them out. And if you have the XML EDI set up with your customers, you could use XML. So for the purposes of this experiment, I'm going to show you preview. So we've chosen open item, and so I'm going to run this, and it's going to produce a Word document for me to preview before I send them out. So you can see we've got a statement per customer that has a balance, but only with the open items that they have. So each document on this statement has the invoice number and the description. I personally would amend this layout to separate, to only show the document number or the description, since they're pretty much the same thing. The due date, the original amount, and any amount remaining. So they may have paid some of it off, in which case it would show you just the balance remaining. And then it's got this running total column, which may or may not be useful. I personally would remove it, and I will show you in another video how to amend the Word layouts of documents. Then we've got this age summary at the bottom of just how much in each of the buckets. So let's start and go for each one. They're quite short and sweet. If you were to print them off, you can separate them, put them into envelopes if that's your process of printing them. You'll see they all have the same number, statement number. So when you run a statement run the first time, it'll be number 1. So each customer will get their number 1 statement, and then the number 2 statement, and so on. A bit like a bank statement. You know, a bank has how many millions of customers, but you will get your consecutive numbered statements. So that's what happens when you choose that option. I'm just going to go back out now and run it again. And this time, statement. There we go. And this time I'm going to choose balance. So this is default as well. The balance gives you more options. So you've got this option as well that we didn't choose last time to show the overdue entries separately for each currency. So I'm just going to pop that on so you can get to see it. And you can choose to either include all customers with ledger entries, which would mean that even if someone had a 0 balance but has had ledger entries in the past, it would create a statement of everything that happened in there. Include all customers with a balance, leave that the same. don't include reversed entries, there's no point. So I'm leaving these two the same. The only thing that I've changed is this balance and this extra section at the bottom. So let's do this now. Open the file. And this time you'll see there are a lot of unnecessary entries. So we have items that appear to have been reversed, but not necessarily matched off properly. They've been paid, so there's nothing to pay on these at all, and only a few that actually make up the balance. The overdue entries section shows the ones that are overdue, and I actually think that's quite useful. And then the age summary, again, as before. So you end up with a ridiculous statement that doesn't make sense for the customer, doesn't make sense for you. So I would always choose the overdue items version. There's no real reason to use this balances version. And that's how you run the custom statements.